All right, boys. I know you've been waiting because of the delay and whatnot. As of right now, I'm recording this on Thursday. It's almost 5 o'clock. I have no idea when this is going to be up at all. So I do apologize for that. I want to give the quick recap of week number 2, just some thoughts. First and foremost, the first matchup that literally battle was won, but at what cost? We're talking about our champion. Alex Matika wins 120 to Paul's 98, losing Saquon Barkley and the Nick Chubb injury that everybody saw. One of the most gruesome injuries. This poor freaking guy can't catch a break. The champ has pretty much lost all of his running backs. 2 have played, 1 has yet to even set on a football field this season. It is really going to come down to what is going to happen. And some people are wondering, is this first to worst yet again? So Matica goes to 1-1, but at what cost? Next, there were 2 games where I think that people let him off the hook. This is the first one. I'm talking about David Sutton versus Allen Williams. We were at Buffalo Wild Wings, and Allen Williams looking at Jordan Love pad up the stat sheet. Jaden Reed, by the way, with a very impressive game. With 17 points. Granted, 2 of them were touchdowns. I got to be honest, this is what happens when you get too cute with your lineup. I think the JSN move over both Puka Nakua and Kenneth Walker, either one that you would have put in, and the Jaden Reed, I don't know what's going on here. You got too cute, so then you're saying to yourself, okay, 93 points, I can take out this team and another team that I don't want to say getting cute. That's not what I'm getting at. We just didn't know that Kyron Williams was actually going to be, I'm not going to say RB1, but a RB2 definitely, and Tutu Atwell looking like very serviceable in the absence of Cooper Kupp as well. And Tyreek Hill being limited by the master Bill Belichick. When you hold Tyreek Hill for 5 for 40 and you're against him, you're feeling lucky. You let Allen Williams off the hook. If there's one team you do not want to let off the hook in September, it is Allen because he is a second half team. Mr. Williams goes to 2-0. Now, this next one I probably predicted wrong. I don't remember what the hell I predicted. The J Fresh All Stars put up an impressive performance going 125 against one of the most disappointing starts, which I think a lot of people aren't surprised. I'm a little bit harsh. Bottom line, it comes down to this. With the exception of, okay, you know what? When you have 2 guys laying donuts and you put up 125, you kind of have to feel good about yourself because if they do anything else other than that, you're probably looking at that 140 pretty zone. Guys who really made an impact, Josh Allen, DJ Moore off the snide. Nico Collins is the biggest surprise out of this bunch. Yes, I'll say it. Rashad White in a good matchup actually delivered when he didn't deliver in a very good matchup the week prior. On the flip side, this is a team that went 0 RB, and they have some promising guys, but it's showing that it is not working out at all. Herbert went almost over 30 points, which is great, but everybody else did not get the job done. This was an easy victory, in my opinion, for Jonathan J. Fresh Ahern. Patrick Leo putting up 121 without Austin Eckler is impressive. I was very, very, very intrigued to see how this team would respond with T. Higgins in London going donuts. Everybody knows my theory. For a guy who is talented and they don't do anything the week prior, they're probably going to make up for it. Both those boys said, I'm sorry, Mr. Patrick. We're going to make it up to you. And this one was also an easy victory. This next matchup I'm going to talk about is when you fuck around and find out, and that was me. Getting a little too cute, by the way. I'm not going to make excuses. There were some fluky injury reports about Pickens and Mari Cooper, which were false. That had cost me. So Jahan Dotson comes in. He does not get the job done. The Jets defense was started because I dropped the Browns defense for some other, I don't even know what the hell I dropped them for. And then, yeah, bottom line, that's the reason he lost. Did I let Rob Coffey off the hook? Yes. And honestly, this was a gift from the fantasy gods and my stupidity. 116 to 92. Congratulations, Robert Coffey. You are dealing with some injuries, though, as well. And last but not least, I thought an upset was brewing Thursday night. When you have TJ Hawkinson and Kirk Cousins pretty much combined for over 60 points, I think I'm doing that math correct. Or close to 60, who gives a fuck, honestly. It's impressive. But aside from Derrick Henry and Gus, everybody else laid duds. And then Andre Jones with a very balanced attack. Mike Evans turning back the clock. Bijan Robinson looks like a stud. What do you have to say about that? And without further ado, I think my game ball is pretty easy on this one. The game ball that I'm going to give this to is actually Patrick Leo, not because it was a close game, but the fact that your team still put up 121 without your first round pick. Ladies and gentlemen, say what you want. Say if you love the team. Say if you hate the team. If you're not buying it or not, this is actually very, very impressive. Considering Eckler has 30-plus point upside, way to go, bud. Way to go. First matchup of week number 3 that I'm going to talk about is a team that lost once and another team that you heard it here first. You heard it here first. This team is not even projected to get 100 points. David Sutton versus Harsh Gaddini. Nobody wants to go 1-2, but you definitely don't want to go 0-3. Let's get into it. Trevor Lawrence against Houston versus Justin Herbert against Minnesota. I'm going to flat out tell you this right now. I think Lawrence is in a great matchup. But Herbert in a dome without Austin Eckler. I truly believe this, guys. I think Herbert is a good fantasy quarterback, but his upside, look, I'm just going to say it right now. I think his upside is very limited when Austin Eckler is there because Eckler gets a lot of rushing touchdowns, which is why he didn't have a big game. But other than that, you got Keenan Allen, you got Mike Williams, Joshua Palmer, Gerald Everett, Darnold Parham. Josh Kelly, I think, will find the end zone, but I could easily see Herbert chucking 3 touchdowns in this one with ease, to be honest. The one thing I do want to mention a little bit, a stat just came out that the Minnesota Vikings pass defense ranks 8th in the NFL. I am going to call that complete bogus. I am not buying it. I'm going to tell you this right now, why I do not believe in this bullshit. They played Baker Mayfield week 1, who was meh against them. Week number 2, while Byron Murphy signing I liked a lot, I think that went very, very under the radar that nobody's really talking about. I think he's a decent corner. While he did hold A.J. Brown in check, Eagles didn't need to throw the ball because Brian Flores is literally dropping 10 people in coverage. They made Philly forced to run the ball, and they beat them. That's what happened. So when you don't need to throw, and by the way, when they did need to throw, Devonta Smith, whoever that rookie corner, whoever that guy was, he got cooked bad. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I think that Mike Williams will find the end zone. So Harsh, there you go. And Keenan Allen, if Minnesota plays man coverage, Keenan Allen's going to make somebody look really bad with his route running ability. I will say this right now, though. Chargers passing attack, I don't know what's going on in those team meetings. Get Gerald Everett the damn freaking ball. I mean, I don't understand what, like, every time this guy catches, man, he just breaks tackle. He's a monster. Gerald Everett needs more targets. You need to center him around a lot more, I think. So I was taking a sip of my coffee. So even though I do think Trevor Lawrence is going to be good, I think Herbert has the advantage here. Not by a lot, but I think by like an 8-point margin. Gabriel Davis, Tyreek Hill versus Mike Williams and Chris Olave. Chris Olave. Okay, so if I just said that Herbert's going to have a good game, Mike Williams will hit double-digit points. I think no matter who he's lined up against, my guess is Byron Murphy. If the Chargers are smart, by the way, they've been moving around both Williams and Allen like chess pieces, which I like because then you can't fixate on one of those guys if they're against elite shutdown corners. I think that's a tremendous move on their part in the Kellen Moore offense, and they're starting to take a little bit more deep shots. But interesting enough, I think they're going more to deep with Keenan Allen, which a lot of us thought was kind of puzzling since he's 31 years old now. But Mike Williams will be heavily involved as well. Again, Minnesota, even though they have a good pass defense, here's the thing, guys. If you're going to worry about doubling Keenan Allen on the inside when he goes into the slot, because you can't man him up on the inside, they don't have the corners to do that. Mike Williams is going to get his jump ball shots. He just has to make the most of it. I think he'll at least get 1 touchdown in this one. Chris Olave against Jair Alexander. I don't think he's going to shadow, and I'm going to tell you why. They are spreading the ball all over the field. Michael Thomas still thinks he's a stud. He is not. And Rashid Shaheed is the guy who I think is going to return the best value out of any of these guys. Olave's been good. I think Harsh has expected a little bit more from him. I think he'll be just fine, but I think it'll be a flory performance. I don't think it's an upside type of game. Gabe Davis, he found the end zone last week. Will he find it this week? People are really hyping up this Emmanuel Forbes character. Fun little fact about Emmanuel Forbes. Somebody on my Twitter said that he was built like Waluigi, and I cannot unsee it at all. Josh Allen's going to be slinging it. Washington can stop the run very, very well. I think Diggs will be okay. I'm going to say yes to a Gabriel Davis touchdown. And Tyreek Hill against Denver, especially with Jalen Waddle looking iffy in this one. Pat Surtain, who, by the way, Mike McDaniel, David, do not worry at all about Patrick Surtain. He does not shadow inside. And Tyreek Hill against an elite corner, one-on-one, you can't press him because they put him in motion to give him a head start. It's not going to matter. The only thing that does matter with Tyreek Hill is if they're manned up and then they have a zone coverage guy going deep. That's about it. I don't think it's going to work. This Denver defense is extremely overrated. Tyreek Hill will put up 28 fantasy points. And I think it's a clear advantage on the David side just because of Tyreek Hill. I think the other two guys are good plays, but if I'm predicting Gabriel Davis to get a touchdown, got to go with David. James Cook against Washington and Kyron Williams versus Zach Moss and Dameon Pierce. Ew. All right, Zach Moss, yes, harsh. Okay, maybe that bid did work out in your favor, and I actually like it a little bit more because it's Minshew, so he might get some goal line opportunities. He looks like, by default, the best back. I'll give you that as well, Harsh. He had a good workload. It was a friendly matchup last week. Not so friendly this week. I'm going to say that Zach Moss is a dud, and Dameon Pierce, I tried to warn you about this guy. This was a guy that I was not targeting at all. Still don't like him a lot. Get him out of here. But on the flip side, James Cook is looking like the 0 RB target that you needed to get. Yes, this is what pisses me off with guys like James Cook. If you faded him, it's because they put in Latavius Murray. Oh, guess what? Damian Harris hit the goal line too, motherfucker. We're allowed to score from other parts of the field. Does people not know this? And he's going to get catches to make up for him not doing shit on the ground game. Oh, and by the way, there's this guy, Kyron Williams, who is literally getting the Cam Akers workload and literally is like doing everything that we wanted Cam Akers to be. So with that being said, I think it's pretty easy. Kyron Williams. Sam Laporta Potty versus Hayden Hurst. Give me the Laporta Potty. Okay, interesting here. DK Metcalf and Garrett Wilson. Let me go to the David side because I have a take that's going to make people kind of cringe a little bit or maybe say, thank you. Javonte Williams. Well, Miami can be run against, but I think Vic Fangio is going to look at when you pressure Russell Wilson with this shitty line, he can't move. Now, Fangio saves his blitzes at the right opportune times. That's how they closed out the New England game. That's how they closed out the LA Chargers game. However, they are not going to have Russell Wilson get time and find an open receiver. I think they're going to send the kitchen sink. I also think that Miami can be run against. The only thing that really irritates me with the whole Javonte Williams and Denver running back situation is now Jaleel McLaughlin is actually being involved. Williams was still the leading rusher. You love to see that. I think this is the best matchup that he's going to have all year. Oh, no, I don't want to say that. This is one of the better matchups for him. But I do think the thing that's going to kill his value is if they pressure Russ up the gut, they're not going to run. They're going to have to get a lot of dump offs. And I think Javonte Williams should be the guy. But does that mean Samaje Perine is going to come in there and get all those dump offs? This is what kills both of their values, right? They're cannibalizing each other. I hate it because I don't know. Like Javonte Williams could either get you 8 points or I think 15 is in the range of outcomes. I don't think it's any more than that. I'd be very, very shocked if it was. Tutu Atwell. Well, Tyler Higbee's an afterthought. He just got dropped by Vintage Gaudini. And Tutu Atwell, I believe, has gone over double digits. They're against Cincinnati. Why not? Okay. Garrett Wilson against the New England Patriots. I mean, he did literally everything on one play last week, and literally that's what you're going to have to bank on with Zach Wilson. But guess what? Bill Belichick is not going to make him find Garrett Wilson. He is going to put 5 guys on him and still laugh at Zach Wilson's face and say, "Beat us, motherfucker," and he won't. So this is a dud matchup. Unfortunately, you don't have anybody else really that you can put in. Here's the take. Mr. Metcalf. I said this before. I'm going to say it again. Let's say that we didn't see a picture of DK Metcalf on the field and we didn't see a picture of DK Metcalf shirtless, right? The guy's a freak. He's a physical animal and he looks absolutely motherfucking jacked. He's a physical specimen, and I get it. After his second year in Seattle, he had his best season ever, and everybody was putting him as the dynasty wide receiver 1. This is the next big guy. I'm going to flat out say it right now. This guy never, I don't want to say never. He should be a lot better than what he's actually producing. And unfortunately, especially with JSN going to get run now too, Tyler Lockett he just gets it done, dude. I've always been the Lockett guy. I had Metcalf one year. It's funny because I won with DK Metcalf. But for a guy that you're taking in the 3rd round, you expect some more explosion weeks, and we haven't seen that. And even without JC Horn there, I think Metcalf is hitting his floor. The positive sign is, oh, this is Metcalf's floor. That's really good. But are those explosion games coming? I think it's a big question mark because I wouldn't be surprised next year if he goes in the 4th, 5th round. Like, I really wouldn't. Like, I think he goes back to 2 years ago where we got him drafted. I know I just went on a rant, but I feel a little bit. It's funny because I just ragged on DK Metcalf. No, I'm going to David's side. Philly against Tampa. Yeah, this is where Baker Mayfield comes crashing down there if you can bet your house on that. Detroit's not going to play. I think Harsh is waiting for guys to get activated. He's got to cut somebody. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is a clean victory for Mr. David Sutton. The only thing I see going very, very wrong, honestly, is if Tyreek Hill has a dud. If Hill has a dud, this is going to be hard to overcome. But I think David will overcome adversity. The next game on tap, adios mio, ladies and gentlemen. One team won last week, going to 1-1. The other team, not so much. 1-1. Lower Nazareth football team, Alex versus B Magic. Y'all ready for this? No, I'm just kidding. All right, Lamar versus Patty Mahomes. Well, the tale of 2 different fucking games for Lamar Jackson. 6 points in 26. Patrick Mahomes always his floor is literally 25. He's against the Bears. Lamar's against the Colts. They're both great matchups, but give me Pat Mahomes against the Swiss cheese bear D, dude. Are you kidding me? Jerry Jeudy and Rashid Shaheed. Debo Samuel, Calvin Ridley. Well, I will tell you this right now. Rashid Shaheed, I told you I loved that pick. And he has such a floor in our league that, like I said, he's Devin Duvernay, like what you thought Devin Duvernay was. He's actually a good football player. Duvernay fucking sucks. Jerry Jeudy against Miami. Well, they quote-unquote eased him back into and didn't do shit. Should be a better matchup. Debo Samuel. Okay, B Magic. This is the week you start Debo. No Brandon Ayuk. Awesome. Calvin Ridley will bounce back. Give me the B Magic side. Jerome Ford in a really tough match against Tennessee, and DeAndre Swift against Tampa. Swift, I don't think I'm buying. I don't think a lot of people are buying what happened. The only reason I think he went off, yes, DeAndre Swift is a good, talented running back, but Brian Flores dropped everybody back. Like, they didn't send any pressure. They forced the Eagles to run the ball, and they did and won the game pretty convincingly. Anthony Pollard versus Arizona. Yeah, that's a fantastic matchup. He'll be just okay. Dalvin Cook against New England. Breece Hall wants the ball more. Bottom line. You know what? I'll go Alex. Goddard and George Kittle. I don't like either of these guys, but without Brandon Ayuk, oh God, they've been so disappointing. Give me George Kittle. There's no flexing yet. I think he's trying to figure out what's going on there. Oh God, man. Woo. Jeez Louise, boy. Rashad Bateman. If Beckham's out, hey, look, he might do something, or he still might not. It's a shame. I think they need to trade this guy. Rashad Bateman, I actually look, I had him last year, and I think if he did not get hurt last year, I don't know if Zay Flowers gets drafted. I'm telling you right now. I'm sorry, I love Rashad Bateman. Zay Flowers and Josh Kelly. All right. So if Eckler doesn't play, I think Josh Kelly is going to be in a big workload. We just saw them have DeAndre Swift run all over them. Kelly, literally, the thing about Josh Kelly that you like about him is that he doesn't do anything fancy at all. He doesn't dance around. He just runs in a straight line, and hopefully there's a hole there. That's it. And I don't trust that against Minnesota, so I do think that he'll hit over 9 points. Zay Flowers against Indianapolis as the 10-point. The guy's got a decent floor. I'll give him that. This is now 2 weeks with 13 fantasy points and 8 fantasy points. I think it's safe to say this is their future. And rightfully so. Hey, harsh. I didn't tell you to come out here. Give me Flowers and Kelly. Buffalo against Washington is nice, but I'll tell you what's nicer is San Fran versus the Giants. Okay. Guys, I really wanted to give an updated take, but Alex, keep hugging that trophy, man. It might be a long season for you, buddy. I know what that trophy curse does. The next matchup we're going to talk about right now, oh, my God. Quarterback controversy indeed. I think Matt Stafford's going to start for this kid. Oh, baby. Sorry, I just got a text. Hold on. Here we go. We got the Dangerous Knights crew, who was bought in by none other than the Godfather of the NFL. This thing of us, Patrick, you gotta go against the family. Paul, how do you feel that you're about to get your ass handed? No, I'm just kidding. Fuck. I'm sorry that really scratched up my throat. Paul, I know you're 0-2, and I know for a fact you love, I don't know if it was you or David who listens to this on your way to work, so I'll try to give my in-depth analysis. I know firsthand that you're probably going to go Matt Stafford. I actually had a claim in for him if I didn't get Daniel Jones. I have my crystal ball, and the Patrick team I definitely thought was a sleeper coming in. I think people were sleeping on it. Right now, he's got the best record. He's got the most amount of points. Paul, you're sitting at 0-2, and you're wondering what the hell is gone wrong. It's been a lot, and I know that, but let's talk about it. Matt Stafford against Cincinnati. I think Stafford, bottom line is this. He's throwing for 300 yards every game, but he's not getting more than 1 touchdown. That's going to change. Usually when guys hit 300 yards and have 2 touchdowns, you're looking at mid-20s at least. I think he gets 26 this week, but Jalen Hurts so good. Hurts so good. Yeah, sorry, I had to do it. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jalen Waddle, T. Higgins, Drake London. Well, let's take a look at Mr. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Again, I was not somebody who was putting him in the top 5 receiver category. I think he's top 10, and right now he has shown that. I think he is a guy that he's great over the middle of the field, and he's going to get targets. But for somebody to go out on the air and say he's in that Cooper Kupp tier, no. I said he's right between Jarvis Landry and Cooper Kupp. He's like that middle tier. Jarvis Landry had some dud games. I don't think he'll ever give you a dud game. A dud game for Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think, is 10, 11 points. But I do think that his upside is a little bit capped because all he does is play in the slot, and he's not a vertical stretching guy. That's my whole argument with him. He's against Atlanta. He's not going to get shadowed. I'll say 14 points. Jalen Waddle, if he plays, is going to be an excellent play. But he's been duddy. Look, we hate to admit it, but Tyreek Hill just commands so much targets compared to anybody else. I'm tempering my expectations. T. Higgins against the Rams. Again, I don't even know who the fuck is playing them. Drake London against Detroit. Oh, man. Drake London. He's going to look great blocking out there. I can tell you that much. I will say this. Waddle's due if he plays. So give me Paul. Mixon against the Rams should be a decent matchup. Madison against the Chargers also should be a decent matchup. You know I don't like Alexander Madison, Paul. But this is the best matchup that he's had on paper. I think he finds the end zone for you. I'll say Madison gets you 14. Joe Mixon looks like poopy poop. Or does he? What did he do last week? You could do worse. Against the Rams, 12. Checo against Chicago, great matchup. Connor against Dallas, I do not like at all. Connor ran all over the Giants last week. I think he's going to have you 10 points. But Checo looks like Edwards-Helaire is not, but Pacheco's boomer bust touchdown type of guy. Bears have been awful against the running back position this year. Give me a touchdown, so I'm going to say 14 points. So if I do the math, give me Paul. Barely, though, by like 2 points. Travis Kelce will get off the snide. I know people love Zach Ertz and what he's doing volume-wise, but fuck no. All right, Terry McLaurin versus Buffalo. No. Brandon Ayuk is out. I don't know if he knows this yet, Paul. Probably means that Samaj gets the thought. Austin Eckler missed another practice. Uh-oh, Paul. Paul. Things are looking up, baby boy. Who are you putting in that flex? Yikes. Go Jalen Hyatt. No, I'm just kidding. He's probably going to go Trey Lance. No one see getting 7. And then Dallas at Arizona. Paul. Hear me out, buddy boy. I actually think that this will be. Now, if I say this, you're going to get so pissed off. But I actually do firmly believe that this is going to be Patrick's worst week so far. I think he went over 130, then 120. I think Patrick has something around 110. Can you beat that? I'm going to say, Paul, I know you're driving. Don't speed at this Paul, because I don't want you to crash your freaking car. Paul, I think the highest scoring player in this matchup, not quarterback-wise, Travis Kelce will get you 2 touchdowns. And I honestly think that Kelce getting those 2 touchdowns, when you look at the 1 p.m. games and you see you two neck and neck and it says Patrick 68% chance to win, when those 2 touchdowns happen and he does his dance in the end zone and he tells Taylor Swift that he loves him and he wants to be with her the rest of his life, you're going to then be refreshing and saying, waddling down the fields, 86% chance to win. And then we're going to get the old, yeah. Congrats, Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, off the snide is the A team. Congratulations, the A team pulls it out. 1-1. The good for the A team. Good job. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Prior, I said this in week 2, and my confirmation has been confirmed. You are not the worst team, buddy. I actually, even with the 0-2 record, I know you predicted, hey, this is bullshit. I'm going to go 0-3. Here we go again. Relax. Take it easy. Take a deep, deep breath. Joe Burrow versus Kirk Cousins. I don't think I would ever say this in real life, but I'm going Kirk Cousins at home against the Chargers defense. Yeah, this is going to be a fun game for fantasy purposes. Hopefully you have stock involved in it. The only thing that sucks is Coffey's got the counter argument in Justin Jefferson, Devonta Smith, Michael Pittman Jr., and Amari Cooper. Let's talk about who wins this matchup. Justin Jefferson, look, prior, JJ is going to go for 34 points. No, I'm just kidding. 25. Devonta Smith. What's he on the injury report for, Mr. Coffey? Coffey. I don't know. It says questionable, though. Smith has been very consistent. 14 and 21 points. This is flirting with low-end 1 status. There are a lot of people who believe, oh, he can surpass A.J. Brown. Okay. I mean, in theory, he could. Here's my thing. It's a good matchup for both these guys. But one thing we know about diva receivers is the squeaky wheel narrative was played. I think Smith will be fine yet again. But I don't know if he has a 20-point game. I'll say 17, though. I know I'm not really making a good argument. Michael Pittman Jr., a guy that nobody wanted, and you got him, and he has looked the part of a boomer bust. I wouldn't even see 3. I would say maybe even 2. He's gotten double-digit targets in every single game. By the way, I actually think that his floor is a lot better with Gardner Minshew than it is with Anthony Richardson. Michael Pittman Jr. might be a guy that I think everybody wishes they might have had on their team, but doesn't. Amari Cooper. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like what's going on in Cleveland. Now, Cooper had a really good game last week. My issue is Deshaun Watson. Um, man, he is off with every freaking deep shot that he throws, and that's going to limit Cooper's upside. I think he's more of a floor play. It sucks. Tennessee can definitely, he could definitely burn Tennessee. I mean, I'm sure if you threw any of one of us out there, I think we could burn a Tennessee corner. Okay, maybe not, but still. But I've got to go Jefferson and Devonta Smith. Brees Hall, David Montgomery, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry. Well, Brees Hall just said, yo, I need more carries. Is the coaching staff going to listen? Probably not. David Montgomery, if he doesn't play, Craig Reynolds will be in. And then we got Josh Jacobs and Derrick Henry. Jacobs against Pittsburgh, in theory, should be a good matchup. No Cam Hayward means that you can now officially run anywhere you want. The only thing Pittsburgh has good going for them on that defensive side of the ball, guys, is TJ Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick. Everything else is bleh. Seriously. That's it. Derrick Henry against Cleveland. You talk about a good matchup. I think this is one, but I don't like Derrick Henry. But on the flip side, leave me Jacobs and Derrick Henry. Darren Waller tonight, or Thursday, and TJ Hawkinson. I'm going to go with the guy in a shootout potential in TJ Hawkinson. Devontae Adams, Christian Kirk, Miles Sanders, Raheem Mostert. Well, okay. Miles Sanders' value is getting capped because they're splitting with Chuba Hubbard. Sanders' contract is going to make him get that workload. I don't know what's going to happen. Raheem Mostert, though, man, as long as nobody else is taking carries from this guy will literally be a boomer bust RB2. And honestly, he might just be an RB2. Denver can definitely be run on. I could see him breaking one. But as much as I like him, I love Devontae Adams, Christian Kirk. I know a lot of people wrote this guy off week 1. I did not. Yes, sir. Chicago is going against Kansas City D, and then New England against the Jets. Coffee, this is an easy slam dunk, and you know it too. It's New England D versus the Jets. Well, time for me to make the call. Considering I don't know what the hell is going on with Joseph Burrow's health, David Krier, congratulations, buddy. You're going to get victory number 1. Well. What do we have over here? My arch nemesis. You know what? If I didn't fuck around and found out, Andre, this would have been 2-0 versus 2-0. But unfortunately, we make mistakes. And I have atoned for those mistakes. Yet here we are. This used to be a twice a year thing. It is now only a once a year, unless both these teams somehow make it into the playoffs. Andre Jones, I'm going to give you all I got, baby. And I know you're going to give me all you got, baby. Here we go. Oh, God damn it. Okay. Speaking of a guy that's cooked, Deshaun Watson. I don't know what the hell's going on. I said last year I didn't like him because mentally the whole sexual assault shit or whatever was in his head. This motherfucker looks dusty as anything. This is the last game. Deshaun, if you can hear me out there, listen to me, buddy. You need to get your shit together because the Bengals don't have a good defense and you barely survived because of the running touchdown. Last week, man, you looked like you shit your pants and you almost got suspended for pushing a ref. You want to make excuses and you're creating burner accounts. Listen here, Deshaun Watson. Be a man, say you sucked, and you're going to make it up and go out there and do your best. Because guess what, buddy? I do not like having a guy who has burner accounts on my squad. You know what? We atone for our mistakes and we say, hey, we'll get better at it. You cannot pussyfoot around like that. Because he's becoming the meme that everybody's going to rag on. You know the guy outside that says, bitch, give me a massage? Sean, you're not giving me a massage, I can tell you that much. Anyway, Tua Tagovailoa, the man that I probably could have taken, but was concerned that he wouldn't stand up because of his line. Well, I can tell you this right now. Deshaun Watson will, dude, if he gets 20 points, great. But, I mean, it's going to be an uphill battle for that. Tua Tagovailoa. All right? Yeah, I hate to say it because this motherfucker is going to put up 28, maybe even 30 points. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. So, against Philly. Okay, I can tell you this right now. They are probably going to man up Mike Evans, which means Godwin. I gotta be honest with you, Mr. Andre Jones. I think that Mike Evans is gonna cool off. Thank God he went off last week. Godwin, I think, will get you 12. I'm gonna say Evans 8 points, Godwin 12 points, Stephon Diggity Diggs, and Keenan Allen. Well, Diggs has been his floor is good. I think Diggs will get off the schneid. Keenan Allen, when there's no Austin Eckler, I think Keenan Allen is a good upside play. When Eckler's there, he's a good floor play. I don't know if anybody's buying that, but that's what I'm selling. Andre, we're just going to skip over running back. No, I'm just kidding. I'll give you my in-depth analysis. Bijan Robinson looks everything we thought he would be and much, much more. There's a lot of people who picked in front of you who are probably wishing they had some Bijan Bebe. The only reason why this dude is not the number one running back right now in the NFL as far as fantasy points are concerned, Fantasy Football Counselor got it right, by the way. He should have been the number one pick. I told you guys, Bijan Robinson, get Algier out of here. He sucks. That's what he's saying right now. And you know what? Fantasy Counselor Nation, lion mentality. Hear us roar, baby. Because I can tell you this right now. Okay? Listen to me. That Bijan Robinson is an absolute stud. I think if Algier's not on this team, this dude's floor is going to be 22 points, which is probably what he's going to get you. Ramondre Stevenson. So the Jets are usually good against guys that are like big, gruesome, and like just pound up the middle. Yeah, I like to pound up the middle too myself and shit. This is a good fucking coach right here, motherfucker. All right, Jay, get the hell out of here. All right, listen up. Ramondre Stevenson. Trying to bounce it on the outside. I think he finds the end zone once. He has not looked very efficient this year on the ground. Up until he has not looked very good at all for that second or third round price. Jets defense, we can contain him, but I do think he finds the end zone and gets you maybe 11 points. Khalil Herbert is in a split with Roschon Johnson. Herbert, I think, is going to be eventually what I think is going to happen is he's going to be the pass catching back. Roschon will be the lead guy. They're going to mix and match this, that, the other. I think it's going to be very. I don't know what I would give them because Roschon's a beast. I think I have him in 2 other leagues, but I do think that Khalil Herbert's not a slouch, so I think he'll still have a role. Jaylen Warren, this guy, calling it right now. Jaylen Warren breaks a 50-yard touchdown run, whether it's a catch, whether it's a run. That Raiders D is not expecting this guy. I ain't scared. But needless to say, Mr. Jones, you've got a phenomenal running back combination. Hunter Henry, Evan Ingram. So Evan Ingram has been a very good, solid floor tight end. Hunter Henry, we don't know what his floor is because he scores every freaking game. The Jets D, if there is one guy over the middle of the field is where you got to attack the Jets. CeeDee Lamb showed us why, and Stephon Diggs underneath was also susceptible. I think Kendrick Bourne could actually be the leading guy on this team, but I'm not having the balls to do that. Give me Hunter Henry, baby. No, I'm just kidding. I'll go Ingram because when a tight end scores 2 games in a row, chances of them scoring a third game, slim to none. Slim to none, Andre. There's no way it could happen. Hey, Che, bro. And George the Menace Pickens versus Najee Harris, CeeDee Lamb. Well, I can tell you this right now. CeeDee Lamb is going to be an absolute stud. A.J. Brown said, yo, give me the freaking ball, and he's going to get the ball against Tampa Bay. You know why, Andre? Because he's an absolute beast. He's a stud. George the Menace Pickens. I don't fear anybody on this Vegas team. I'm confident in Mr. Pickens. Pickens, you're getting the first start of the year, and baby, do I love it. Najee Harris has looked like poopy. But this is a good matchup, and I actually do think if he's going to score, it's going to be this week. Battle of the defenses, baby. Jets versus Jaguars, baby. All right, who are we going with? I'm going with the Jets. I think we're going to get to Mac Jones. Jacksonville, I think we'll get to C.J. Stroud, but I do think that C.J. Stroud will be garbage time specialist guy. But I think, you know what? It's a wash. It's a wash. I think they can get to Stroud. Well, keys to victory, and then who am I going to pick for this one? Well, I can tell you this right now, Mr. Andre International Jones. All right. Bijan Robinson's the number 1 key, and Tua is the number 2 key. I actually think we have not seen the amount, well, maybe Tua, but we haven't seen Bijan be unleashed. Detroit Lions defense looks like a defense that can unleash him, though, right? Oh, man. By the way, does anybody have a stomach bug right now? Get that checked out, because I'm feeling a little under the weather, by the way. Anyway, who am I talking about now? I lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah. Tua's going to be good because of Deshaun Watson is not going to do anything. I think Tua has another, 30-point game. Deshaun Watson is literally like crap or even more crap. Tennessee, look, Deshaun, if you can't get it done in Tennessee, you are done, and we're putting in Danny Dimes for the rest of the year, boy. You can't be doing this. Nick's side of things, Deshaun Watson, you got to at least break 20, number 1. And I need one of those backs. I don't care which one it is. They've got to get close to 10 or more points. Because I do think the receivers are going to be absolutely brilliant, baby. Or, oh, by the way, wait, whoa. Pause. Aaron Jones might play, which means I have to put him over Khalil Herbert. I don't know how I feel about it, though. I want him held out again, but Andre, best of luck, my man. You know how I feel about you. But on this matchup, I'm confident that we can get the job done. If we do our X's and O's and do what we're supposed to do, ladies and gentlemen, oh baby. Andre, best of luck, buddy. You know what, Johnny? Your birthday's not done. I'll put you at the matchup of the week. Versus Allen motherfucking Williams. I see Puka Nacua is getting the start now. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble. Josh Allen versus Jordan Love. Josh Allen by a mile. Jordan Love's been riding hot. I think he comes crashing back down to earth. In fact, I think this is the reason why they're rushing Aaron Jones back this week is because this pass defense is very good. Christian Watson, even though he's going to get back there, I don't know how 100% that hamstring's going to be. Jordan Love will not get 20 points this week. I swear to God, he's going to quote me on this. Johnny, I'm sorry. I just do not like this matchup for Jordan Love. Johnny, I'm sorry. Oh, they are at home, though. This is their home opener, is it not? Everybody's going to be saying, Jordan Love, Jordan Love. So maybe the fact that they're home actually makes me a little bit more confident. Josh Allen. Johnny, Josh Allen made you shit your pants week 1, but week 2, he gave you a birthday present and said, that's why I love you, baby. And he's going to do that again against the Redskins. DJ Moore and Nico Collins versus Jaden Reed, Puka Nacua. Hot take. Johnny, I asked you this at Buffalo Wild Wings, and I'm going to say it right now. The fact that Houston is going to be trailing from behind, I guarantee you right now, Nico Collins has a better floor than DJ Moore. I think DJ Moore is more in the boom-bust category, and Nico actually sustains a better floor. How do I know this? Granted, it's a 2-game sample size. 3 points and 13 points. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is what DJ Moore is. We are not getting... I'd be surprised if DJ Moore has more than one 20-point week. I firmly believe he's a boomer bust. Like I said, people can call him a 2, but I think he's more of a 3. And this week against Kansas City, I think he gets you like 11 points. Nico Collins against Jacksonville, look, I think I've seen enough that if this dude is going to get double-digit targets pretty much every week, you're going to have a sustainable. And he looks good, too. Like, I did not see this in Nico Collins' game. Bad process on my part, I guess. But I also do think that there is some garbage time enlightened with that, which has this substantial floor. I can tell you right now, I'd sell DJ Moore before I sold Nico Collins. Now let's talk about Allen. Jaden Reed against New Orleans? No. Puka Nacua, though, might get you 27 on Monday night. Oh, no, I'm kidding, Johnny. Relax. I know you rolled your eyes at me. Relax. We can't have fun on a podcast. Christian McCaffrey, Rashad White, Travis Etienne, and Kenneth Walker. All right. McCaffrey against the Giants. I do think he's going to be limited, Johnny. It's a short week. I always say this about these I need to stop cursing about these running backs. They're going to be limited. They are going to be limited. And I don't think they're going to run him in the ground. I'm going to prop bet Elijah Mitchell rushing yards over. That's the only bet I'm going to make in this game. I could parlay it with Daniel Jones rushing because no Saquon Barkley is going to be running for his effing life. Rashad White, yeah. We're going to come back to earth on this one. 7 points. Travis Etienne against Houston, love it. Kenneth Walker against Carolina. Well, here's the interesting thing. Walker was, oh my God, so inefficient. Now, here's the argument we don't know. He's the hardest guy to figure out in fantasy football right now because it's like, is Walker bad? Well, granted, the 2 touchdowns saved his ass. But is Walker bad because they lost both linemen? Or is he inefficient? Because let's not forget, the games where he did not burst a long run, his yards per carry were awful. And I think we're seeing that here again. And I think, if you notice, Charbonnet's snaps have gone up a little bit. Now, I don't think Jack Charbonnet is going to be any better as far as between the tackles. But I do think with a banged-up offensive line, you're going to see Zach Charbonnet get involved a little bit more and get some dump-offs in there as well. Mark Andrews versus Luke Musgrave. Give me Mark Andrews. Elijah Moore and Adam Thielen getting the start over Marquise Brown. Interesting. Jamar Chase and Jordan Addison. Okay, well, Jordan Addison, Jay, will have a big game. He will have a very good game. Jamar Chase against the Rams. Look, you can't keep the man down forever, dude. 6-5. No. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Jamar Chase finds the end zone this week. Let me talk about Elijah Moore. Now, you can look at Elijah Moore and any Browns pass catcher 2 ways. Way number 1 is this. Deshaun Watson is cooked. I don't want anything to do with the Browns passing game as I am closing these jars. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. My thing with Elijah Moore was this. He had a nice fade route, but he stepped out of bounds. Maybe they try that again, but I feel like they don't want Deshaun Watson throwing deep because, Johnny, you were right. Deep ball looks like poop. And that touch, dude, it's like a tad bit late, right? Is that what we're going with? I guess. The Titans can get beat over everywhere on the field, I guess. But I don't know how I feel about any of these freaking guys in Cleveland, man. I don't feel good about any of them. The other reason why you want to start Elijah Moore is because, Nick Chubb and Titans, by the way, stop the run. So therefore volume, this, that, the other. Look, I get it, but I don't think more volume is going to acute to accurate passes. Watson looks so bad, dude. I'm giving him one more shot, by the way. Elijah Moore, yeah, I don't know, dude. Adam Thielen, look, dude, I don't know what. Why do you like this guy? Give me Chase and Addison. Baltimore versus Indy against Gardner Minshew is getting Cleveland against Tennessee. Very well played, Alan Williams. All right. Gentlemen, gather around. I actually think that this game is the game of the week because I think it's going to be close. I think Johnny has him on the quarterback by a mile. I actually do think that Johnny in the receiver department, Puka Nacua worries me a little bit because I think him and Nico Collins are interesting. McCaffrey will be good, but can Etienne and Kenneth Walker capitalize? I mean, there's a lot of question marks here. Ugh. Jay, I think I've picked against you every week, if I'm not mistaken. Do I keep the same energy? Or do I fall in love with Alan Williams? Ladies and gentlemen, it is decided. I am going with none other than Alan Williams. Just kidding. Let me see this matchup again. The only thing that worries me is that Jamar Chase, Johnny, I know you're worried too. How bad is Jamar Chase going to be really, right? I don't think it can be that bad. I really don't think he can be that bad. And I think Johnny knows this too. You know what, dude? Allen, I like Addison in this matchup. I think Chase finds the end zone, but Jaden Reed doesn't. Puka might. Travis Etienne will. So look. Touchdowns scored by Allen's team. Okay, here's how I'm going to have to do it. 1 for Jordan. Is it really one? Okay. 2 for Jordan Love, but Jordan Love throws 2 picks. 2, 1, 1. So that's 4. 5, 6. Okay, so 6 total touchdowns from the skill position players and the quarterbacks. Johnny's team. 3, 1. So that's 4. Christian McCaffrey is 5. Mark Andrews is 6. Fuck. Why does it even out? That was such a bitchy call. Sorry about that. All right, let's go to yard. No, I'm just kidding. All right, have it your way. This is tough, Johnny. Johnny and Alan. If you're both listening to this one, this is a lot tougher than I had anticipated. Obviously, it comes down to Monday night because Puka Nacua and Jamar Chase are playing against each other. Can these gentlemen get it done? I'm going to say yes. Johnny, I think you fought valiantly, but in the end, I think it's Allen 121. Yeah, 121, Johnny 117.